What is multi-unit commercial versus residential insurance? Imagine owning a building with several separate living spaces or business units. Knowing the right insurance to protect your property can save you from big surprises later. When you own a property with more than one living space, like a duplex, triplex, or apartment complex, the type of insurance you need depends on how you use it. If you live in one unit and rent out the others, you might get a different policy than if you rent all units out or run a business from the property. Residential insurance for multi-unit buildings usually covers properties where the owner lives in one unit and rents out the rest. These policies can be a homeowner's policy or a dwelling fire policy, especially for small buildings like duplexes or triplexes. They protect the structure, your personal belongings, and include liability coverage if someone gets hurt on your property. But if you own a larger building with many units, or if you rent out all the units and do not live there, standard homeowners insurance often isn't enough. You'll need a specialized multi-unit or landlord insurance policy. These policies cover the entire building, liability for injuries or damages, and sometimes loss of rental income if the property becomes uninhabitable because of a covered event. Commercial insurance is different. It is designed for larger properties that operate as a business to generate income. For example, if you own a 20-unit apartment complex or a mixed-use building with shops and apartments, you will need a commercial policy. These policies are broader and cover more risks like business personal property, tenant liability, loss of income, and additional protections like flood or earthquake coverage. The process of getting commercial insurance is more detailed. Insurers look at the location, building type, number of units, and how you manage the property. The coverage is tailored to meet the higher risks associated with larger rental operations. In practice, if you own a duplex and live in one unit while renting the other, you might get a residential policy with a rental endorsement. But if you own a large apartment complex with many units rented out entirely, a commercial policy is necessary. The line between residential and commercial insurance depends on how many units you have, whether you live on site, and how you use the property. Specialized insurance for multi-unit properties is important because it protects your physical building and your income from rent. Standard home insurance won't cover lost rent or liability claims from tenants or visitors. It's wise to work with an insurance provider who understands multi-unit properties and can customize coverage for your needs. To sum up, multi-unit residential insurance is for properties where people live, whether owner-occupied or rented, and tends to be simpler. Multi-unit commercial insurance is for larger rental properties operated as a business, requiring more extensive coverage. Choosing the right policy depends on how you use the property, the number of units, and whether you live there. Always review your policy carefully and talk with an insurance professional to make sure you're protected properly.